Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. Are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, take a pew. Right, so the Game of Thrones fandom is split right down the middle about Arya. Some people feel that moment, her moment, was earned. Some people think she's a Mary Sue and doesn't deserve that moment. Let me tell you exactly where I stand. Arya is a fantastic character that's gone through a proper, deep, filleted journey and absolutely deserved her moment. And just because you wanted someone with a sausage running down their legs to get that moment, it doesn't make you right. It's as simple as that, right? So here's Matthew Kadish and his thoughts, which I totally disagree with. This is a long thread I found on Twitter. Shall we start? I'm so disappointed with Game of Thrones. Baenoff and Weiss have revealed themselves for the hack writers they are. I've been saying for years they suck, but last night 100% confirms their idiocy. I'm about to rant, so strap in. I'm not going to strap in, mate. Since Game of Thrones first started, I've been critical of Baenoff and Weiss. I did not like many of their choices in adapting a Game of Thrones books to screen. They'd often make changes that seemed unnecessary and would impact the story down the road. I'd often have my criticism dismissed as, oh, you are a book fan. Shut up. Because despite Baenoff and Weiss's flubbing parts of the adaptation, the source material was good enough to make the show itself good. So lots of critics, like myself, were ignored. First of all, Game of Thrones is an adaptation of Fire and Ice. It's not the direct story. That's why it says created by Baenoff and Weiss and not created by the actual author of Game of Thrones. Anyway, where are we? Once Baenoff and Weiss ran out of books to adapt, their weaknesses as writers and storytellers really began to show. Seasons 1 to 4 of Game of Thrones were good because Gurr is a good storyteller, not because B&W, Baenoff and Weiss, our seasons 5 to 8 have essentially been bad fan fiction. Wow. I like it when they authoritatively say something's bad. They don't say my opinion, they just say it's bad because they're the authority, right? I've been very outspoken in my criticism of how Baenoff and Weiss have treated established characters in the show for the past 3 seasons. They've been artificially pushing female characters, how dare they, counterparts, and dumbing down male characters to a ridiculous degree. That's just not true. They made the characters of Jon and Tyrion essentially useless and stupid. They've taken Cersei and Sansa and built them up at the expense of the male characters. They essentially neutered the main male characters in efforts to make their female characters look better. I have nothing against strong female characters. As soon as they say that, they have. Somehow, I suppose that's the author. I can't remember. It's terrible, isn't it? Game of Thrones fan, and I can't remember the author. Anyway, Gurm was able to make all his... Should we just call him Gurm? Yeah, we will, right? Was able to make all his characters strong and interesting. This is the mark of a good storyteller, to make both male and female characters worth watching, loving, investing in. This is what happened for 4 seasons of the show. Baenoff and Weiss are bad writers. What? But it's obvious they have had a political agenda since season 5. It's not just that they've wanted to elevate the show's female characters. They've chose to do so at the expense of the male characters, basically gutting the fans of those characters for the sake of being woke. In short, they chose to sacrifice good writing for heavy-handed political messaging. It's been happening since season 5. And I've been vocal about my disdain for what they were doing. But again, I was dismissed because I'm obviously a sexist man baby, whatever. I think you've just admitted it, mate. But last night's episode, The Long Night, the Battle of Winterfell, proves I was right. Does it? The decision to take 8 years of building up for Jon's character to confront the Night King and give that to Arya was... Let me say the name properly. Arya, right? Is it Arya? That's it. was a terrible one. Sometimes it's okay to give the audience what they want. Hang on. Are you telling me I wanted Jon Snow to take out the Night King? I didn't know what I wanted, to be honest. Throughout the episode when Arya was in danger, I thought it would be good if she died a hero's death. But then when they gave us what they gave us, I thought that was awesome. I was buzzing after that. Especially when you consider all the build-up and groundwork the show laid for it. Like all the build-up and groundwork they did for Arya since season 1, seeing her dad's head chopped off and everything she went through. Right, where are we? The show laid for it. It's not unreasonable for an audience to expect a payoff. We got a payoff for such a setup. At the very least, skilled writers could have made the choice to have Arya kill the Night King work. What? Let me say that again. At the very least, skilled writers could have made the choice to have Arya kill the Night King work. It did work, mate. Right. Just allow Jon his own showdown. Arya owned that as well, by the way. What? Where are we? Where are we? Yeah, Night King. Yep, all right. Here we are. I got lost. Just allow Jon his own showdown with the Night King. Let Jon distract him long enough for Arya to kill him. Oh. This way you get that twist while paying off the setup for Jon's story arc. Matthew, we're in episode 3. Jon could still get that payoff, mate. Some heroes act. Maybe the Night King isn't actually dead. Kid in the wheelchair, Stark in the wheelchair. Get me? Anyway. Yeah, how compelling would that be, imagine, if Jon has to kill someone who he thought was his brother, who's actually the Night King? Right. Here we go. What you shouldn't do is make major plot decisions simply designed to subvert expectations and throw away 8 seasons worth of character build-up for the sake of wokeness, which is what Benioff and Weiss did. It's incredibly unsatisfying to the audience and the fans of Jon Snow. I'm a fan of Jon Snow and I love that. The twist was also very poorly handled. They telegraphed it in the middle of the episode, in the scene with Arya and Melisandre. I said out loud, "Oh God, Arya's going to kill the Night King, boo!" He doesn't say that. And he does say, Arya, "Oh no, Arya's going to kill the Night King," but he doesn't cry. And when it happened, they didn't set up how it could have believably occurred. It's a fantasy show. You don't need to retrace every one of her footsteps and believe it. Arya is basically a superhero with ninja abilities and teleportation powers now. What? It makes no sense how she got so close to the Night King when he's surrounded by both whites and White Walkers. She comes out of nowhere, literally. Oh, come on. Most characters on TV shows and films come out of nowhere. So what? Robbing both Jon and the audience of a showdown with the Night King is inexcusable, in my opinion. But also think not ending the show with battling the army of the dead is a huge error in overall plotting. The battle for the Iron Throne and against the dead should have been right. I actually agree with him about it not being the final battle. He does have a little point there. Intertwine. Now that the larger supernatural threat is over, the battle with Cersei feels less impactful because there's nothing greater now at stake. I can almost guarantee you the way the show is ending is not how Gurm plans to end his books. Interesting. Would he even finish those bloody books? I am now deeply concerned about Benioff and Weiss' Star Wars trilogy agenda. Now that it's clear they are of the Rian Johnson woke expectations subverting school of bad writing. Don't be fooled. Their trilogy is going to suck. First of all, look, I've had issues with the final season of Game of Thrones. I think it's been very fillery in the past couple of episodes and they've been wasting a lot of time. But you can't deduct from, just because you don't like things that you've seen, that their trilogy is going to suck. They are really good adapters of material. I think they've done a great job. And it's the final season and you can't bloody well please everyone. But this is the point. Jon Snow's still going to get his moment as far as I'm concerned. So there's nothing really to be concerned about. Wait and see. We haven't seen episodes 4, 5 and 6 yet. Chill out. Anyway, I am very disappointed right now. Yeah, you told us. I wanted this final season of Game of Thrones to be good. I really did. Guess my expectations were subverted. So basically, then he starts quoting all these right-wingers, right, basically, just to get some kind of agreement. Am I wrong here? That I don't like telling people they're wrong, but you are wrong, mate. Basically, right, you don't like the fact that a woman had that heroic moment, right? Don't get me wrong. I hate forced feminism. I hate forced kind of these situations, right? I've spoke out about Captain Marvel, what they did with Doctor Who Season 11. I've spoken out about The Last Jedi, mainly not because of any political aspects, mainly because I found the film very underwhelming. But I can't be angry about this. You know, Arya is a great character, right? Arya. I can't say it properly, right? I will get it right one day. Arya. I need Arya lessons. Arya has been a great heroic character from day one. She deserves this moment. But Jon Snow fans, I guarantee you there's more to come from Jon Snow's story. He will get that heroic moment. There's bigger things at play here. And I think that the battle for the Iron Throne is a must. Look, the Battle of the Iron Throne has always been the biggest story arc that they've been working on from day one. You know it and I know it. Yes, they were talking about the White Walkers and nobody believed they existed. And I've always seen the White Walker plot as a subplot. That's just my personal opinion. He does have a point. You could have had this battle going on as well as the other battle. Half the characters fighting one battle with Cersei, and you could have had a kind of a Star Wars moment there, because George Lucas used to do that a lot, have two battles, one scene there and one scene. But look, they don't want to do that because this is the final season. You're going to get a lot of character moments. They have to do that as well. What they're trying to do here is give every character their moment. So now Arya has had her moment, right? Jon Snow will have his moment. Even Cersei will have her moment. Even Dany, everyone, even the villains of this story will get their moment. But we still have 3 episodes to go right here. And as I say, don't worry, Jon Snow fans, which I am one of, right? He is going to get his moment. Chill out, but let me be clear once again. Absolutely, Arya, and I got the name right this time, Arya got the moment she deserved. And this guy, I'm afraid, is a sexist. I'm sorry. I hate accusing other guys of being sexist, but you are.